KOCT, its board of directors, staff, and the City of Oceanside do not support nor promote any candidates. We provide the following program as a public service for voters. All candidates have been invited to participate in this program, but not all were able to or chose to do so.
Hi everyone, I'm Congressman Mike Levin, proud representative for California's 49th Congressional District, which includes North County, San Diego, and South Orange County. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an environmental attorney by background, and I first ran for Congress in 2018 because I wanted to protect our planet for my two young kids and future generations. Since I was elected and sworn into Congress in 2019, I've worked across party lines to improve the lives of families. Most recently, I'm proud to have helped pass the Inflation Reduction Act to dramatically reduce prescription drug prices, expand access to affordable health care, end our reliance on expensive foreign oil, and cut the federal deficit by over $300 billion, all without raising taxes on any families making less than $400,000. I also joined a bipartisan coalition to pass the CHIPS and Science Act to make America once again the world leader in semiconductors and reduce the price of cars and other consumer products. I voted for the first successful gun safety legislation in over 3 decades, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which was signed into law to keep our communities safe. And I've worked to protect a woman's right to reproductive choice, which is why I am proudly endorsed by Planned Parenthood. I also have lead the House Veterans Affairs Committee, and I've introduced and passed 18 bipartisan laws, signed into law by both presidents from both parties, to provide the care and services our veterans have earned. One of those bills I helped pass recently is the Honoring Our Pact Act, which will help our post-9/11 veterans who are exposed to burn pits finally get the care they deserve. Saying thank you for your service has never been enough. It's time to fulfill the promises we've made to our troops and invest in the care and benefits they deserve. This new bipartisan law and the others I've passed are putting real action behind our words. I also believe we need to strengthen ethics and accountability in politics to protect our democracy. That's why I refuse to accept corporate PAC money, and I'm leading a bipartisan effort to prevent Congress members from actively trading stocks. I'm focused on delivering results on our local priorities. The San Diego Union Tribune endorsed me because of my work to clean up San Onofre, stop sewage runoff from the Tijuana River, and address the needs of our veterans. That includes $300 million I helped secure to clean up the Tijuana River Valley as part of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade deal, and $40 million I got for the Department of Energy to restart the process of finding a new location to send the nuclear waste at San Onofre. Now, I know the issue that is top of mind for many families is high gas prices. And while I'm encouraged that gas prices have come down over the last several weeks, I know we need to do more to bring down prices further. So I introduced and passed legislation in the House to crack down on price gouging by big oil companies that are raking in record profits while we pay for it at the pump. And I'm going to keep fighting to get that bill to the president's desk. Let me close by saying that I think we all know there's something greater at stake this election. The fundamental question is this: what kind of future do we want for this country? Do we want elected officials who will stand up for democracy and the rule of law, or who are completely beholden to a cult of personality that bears no resemblance to the Republican Party of old? Do we want to reduce the deficit, as we will this year, by over $1 trillion, or bring back the policies from the last administration that put us $7.8 trillion deeper in the hole? Do we want to accelerate the transition to renewable energy and lead the way on the clean energy jobs of the future? Or do we want to double down on big oil and the dirty energy policies of the past? Do we want to actually strengthen the VA and services for our veterans, or just talk a good game while gutting and privatizing those services, as my opponent wants to do? Do we want to achieve real measures to address the gun violence epidemic in this country with a representative who proudly has an F rating with the NRA? Or would you rather let the NRA and the corporate gun lobby block common sense measures that would reduce gun violence? Finally, do we want to stand up for reproductive rights? Or do we want to support the Supreme Court's extreme decision overturning Roe v. Wade? You know, on the day the Supreme Court overturned Roe, I watched as several of my Republican colleagues cheered on the House floor and claimed it was only the beginning of the end. My opponent supported overturning Roe, and if given the chance, his party will enact a nationwide abortion ban. Those are the choices we face as we consider the future of this country. So today I'm asking you to join me. Let's build a better future together. Let's keep delivering results for this community. Please join us by visiting mikelevin.org. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian Marriott. I'm your candidate for Congress here in the 49th Congressional District. I feel the government is failing us at every level. We have inflation that is skyrocketing. We have fentanyl pouring over our southern border at record levels, rendering our communities less safe and our children in danger. Our government's spending at a rate that will burden future generations with enormous debt. It's time we pursue common sense policies that put people before politics. I've spent my life working to help individuals and families save for a rainy day, send their kids to college, and retire with dignity. I worked my way through college as a dishwasher and overnight janitor, steadily built up a financial planning business, and was eventually promoted to manage hundreds of employees and billions in assets. I've since started a nonprofit dedicated to teaching financial literacy to our underserved communities. And I decided to run for Congress because as a father, I'm concerned about my children's future, all of our children's future. The middle class are getting priced out of prosperity. Career politicians are doing nothing about it in Washington. I'm ready to serve as your congressman, where I will put my decades of financial experience to work for you. We will end the hidden tax of inflation, rein in wasteful government spending, and we will balance this nation's budget. I'll work to suspend the gas tax, pass immediate tax relief for working families, and preserve Social Security. We'll enact term limits so that no one can spend their whole lifetime and career in Congress. Most importantly, I'll work with anyone who has good ideas to make our country more affordable, safe, and prosperous. I'd be honored to have your vote, and I will be honored to serve you in Congress. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak directly to you. My name is Corey Jensen, the appointed City Councilwoman in Oceanside District 1. I am now running for election to this office to complete several projects that I have started. I am a North County native and third-generation Oceanside Hispanic businesswoman. My maternal grandparents were Mexican immigrants who came to Oceanside in the 1940s, where they lived their American dream. They started a successful small business, purchased a home, and raised 4 children in a safe, clean community of South Oceanside. My father's parents did the same. They came to Oceanside in the 1950s and were the owner-operators of the Scandia Bakery on Mission Avenue. This allowed them to purchase a home on Fire Mountain and raise their 4 children in a safe, beautiful community. I walked to South Oceanside School and learned to swim at the Marshall Street Pool. I'm telling you this to assure you that I have deep roots in Oceanside. I did not just move here to use our city council as a stepping stone to higher office. My commitment is to Oceanside, period. My goal is to create the same opportunities that my grandparents enjoyed for all Osiders. I have voted to adequately fund police, fire, and beach lifeguards to ensure a safe community. As a mother and grandmother, public safety will always be a priority for me. I encourage a business-friendly city that supports new, smart development. Both small businesses and larger industries will create opportunities for our residents, students, and military veterans. I encourage our businesses to employ local hire programs and to give incentives. Homeownership opportunities for all income levels will make Oceanside a true live-work model community. My goal is to have appropriate housing development in our community for seniors, young families, and working families. Housing that follows our general plan and zoning updates will ensure this. We have a great plan developed by our citizens, and we need to stick to that plan. I am committed to sand replenishment and retention with short-term and long-term solutions. Living at the beach for many years, I have personally witnessed the reoccurring loss of sand. Oceanside has world-class surf, and we attract surfers and visitors from all over the world. We host a variety of major surfing contests, as well as our own scholastic teams. Our beaches are our treasure. They are utilized by all of North County. We must continue to make sand a priority. We now have a coastal zone administrator at the city who will be able to focus on our sand issues. She is committed to working with all the stakeholders, and I'm sure she'll do a great job under the council's direction. Prior to the pandemic, I worked in the substance abuse and mental health field. I bring real solution-oriented perspective to our homeless crisis. Working with the San Diego Rescue Mission to get our navigation center open as quickly as possible will ensure we are able to get people off the street and into long-term evidence-based treatment programs. Like most of California, our homeless crisis is affecting our residents, businesses, and tourism industry. It is critical that we get the homeless off the street, as it is not healthy or safe for them. The encampments create problems for our residents. The petty crime rate is rising. Council has asked staff to report on the effectiveness of our programs. I have met with the chief of police and neighborhood groups. As Oceanside strives to become a notable city, it cannot allow its streets and sidewalks to be overtaken by the homeless. Another issue that we have been working on is dog parks and dog beach access. Since presently we have none, with approximately 80% of the general population owning dogs, a frequent request is that Oceanside have designated areas for them. Schoolyards and beaches are presently off limits for this. I am an advocate for limited time in a specific beach location for the dogs and dog parks. In closing, I believe it's important to have a diverse council with members bringing their unique life experiences to the table. I am the only woman, mother, and grandmother running for city council. I hope you will support me and believe in my love and commitment to our incredible city. Thank you. Thank you, Osiders, for giving me the opportunity to serve.
My name is Eric Joyce, and I am excited to be a candidate for Oceanside City Council in District 1. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a special education teacher, and I'm a school board member here in Oceanside. I love our city. As a school board member, we've made a ton of progress over the last 4 years. We put counselors into schools, into every single elementary school. We balanced a $200+ million budget. We kept children learning and families safe through a global pandemic, and we implemented brand new programs like the Community Schools Program, which puts resources into our schools that absolutely need it the most. I'm excited to bring that same energy to the Oceanside City Council because, as we all know, Oceanside is changing. We can see it all around us, but we understand why. Oceanside is a beautiful place to live with a diverse community that we all know and love. But we have to make sure that as these changes come to town, that we are having the changes work for the people that live in this community. That's why I think we can start by investing in our youth. Community centers have sat underfunded for decade after decade, and young people have not had the opportunity to use them the way they should have. We can change that. We can also bring the youth voice back into City Hall. We used to have a youth commission where young people could get civic experience right there in our own City Hall. We can reestablish the Youth Commission, and then we can also make sure that we bring high-paying, long-term careers back to Oceanside so that our young people have a future to not just live here, but also to work here in the city that they love. We also have to think about every single decision in the lens of, is it a sustainable decision for our community? Oceanside could be a sustainable city if we think about each decision in the long term, not just 1 year or 2 years down the road, but how is this going to impact the people that live here 30 and 40 years down the road? We have to think long term if we're going to make the right call for the next generation. We can also make Oceanside a more bikeable and walkable city. Not only is it good for the environment, it's good for businesses, it also just makes it a better place to live for everyone. We can connect all of our unique communities with bike and walking and public transit in a way that makes our city connected like it hasn't been for a very, very long time. And I believe that we can do this work together. We also have to think about housing Oceansiders. Housing right now has become unattainable for so many people. Teachers and nurses, people that work hard jobs can't attain housing in our own city. That's unacceptable. We have to do better. We also have to think about housing in the sense that there are seniors who have fixed incomes and are vulnerable to becoming houseless right now. We have to take action to protect them too. And we also have to think about the homeless. It's a problem that affects people on a very human level who are living in unsafe conditions. It's not right, and housing is a human right. And lastly, we have to bring trust back to the Oceanside City Hall. Democracy itself is under attack right now. We need someone who represents District 1 that's committed to the tenets of democracy and serving the people who live here. I know that we can do this with collaborative leadership. We can bring people back in that have been disillusioned from the process because they weren't being heard. I believe in giving all of our neighborhoods a seat at the table. I'm dedicated to that. It is in my bones. I am thrilled to be running to be your District 1 representative, and I hope that I earn your vote in November. My name is Eric Joyce. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Alvin L. McGee. I'm running for Oceanside City Council District 1. I'm a strong community leader. I'm currently on the Residents Advisory Board with the City of Oceanside. I ran for mayor in 2020 for rent control and the homeless crisis, and we still have a problem, people. I fight for women's rights, and we need to do a welfare check on all our seniors in the City of Oceanside. We need police accountability, and we need it now, because those 300 plus rape test kits should have been tested a long time ago. I would never take a dime from any real estate investor. So please vote for me, Alvin L. McGee. I'm running for Oceanside City Council District 1. Thank you, people, for your time, and have a wonderful day.
Hi, I'm Darren Selnick, retired military officer, your neighbor, and a candidate for Oceanside City Council District 1. It would truly be an honor and a privilege to be your next city councilman. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and how together we can make Oceanside and District 1 the best place to live, work, and play in Southern California. I was born in Los Angeles, and I've lived in Oceanside District 1 with my wife Ann for over 11 years. I have 2 grown children, and I've devoted myself to a lifetime of service, commitment, and integrity through my military service, helping my fellow veterans, and volunteering in the community. Some of the organizations I belong to in Oceanside include the American Legion, Oceanside Chamber of Commerce, Elks Lodge, and my HOA. I also volunteer for several other nonprofits, including New Directions for Veterans, which provides comprehensive housing and services for homeless veterans. Now, to be a good city council member, you need the right experience to navigate and be successful in the challenges Oceanside and the district face. I have that experience and a successful track record throughout my 30-year career in the military, business, and government. Currently, I'm a business consultant who provides services to corporations and nonprofits. Previously, I was a senior executive at the Department of Veterans Affairs and several healthcare companies. So, why am I running for City Council, and why should you vote for me? First, I'm running for City Council because I deeply care and I'm very passionate about serving all the residents in the district and ensuring Oceanside has a bright future. We need positive change that will make a real difference in the everyday lives of every resident. I want Oceanside to be the drive-to city, not the drive-by city. Second, I'm the most qualified, have the expertise and track record of getting the job done, and will be responsive in a timely manner to all residents. You can count on that. As I talk to residents throughout the district, I hear that the district's diverse needs and the challenges have not received the attention they deserve. The City Council is supposed to ensure that Oceanside is a desirable place to live, work, do business, and visit. Although much has improved over the years, Oceanside is at a crossroads in its future direction, and there is much work to do. And we are not where we need to be. To be the desirable, flourishing city we want to be, we need to do the following. Create long-term solutions for homelessness. Improve and resource our police and fire. Invest more in parks, beaches, and recreation. Fix Highway 76 and address downtown concerns. Partner with residents for sensible development, and truly support our military, veterans, and their families. For example, Oceanside homelessness has gone up 31%, the most in North County. That is not acceptable. Crime is up, and the police and fire departments are understaffed and under-resourced. New housing and other developments are often passed over the objections of concerned residents. I saw these and other city problems firsthand by attending city council meetings, doing a police ride-along, visiting the fire station number 1, and meeting with city staff. Many residents have given up hope that the district in Oceanside can fix these problems. There's an unease that the city does not plan well and does everything in a haphazard way and has no real direction or vision for the future. It does not have to be that way. It just takes some good leadership, good planning, and a willingness to take on the tough issues and involve all the different groups in the city to get agreement and consensus on the way forward. If elected, I will always put the needs of the district residents first and will work with the mayor, other city council members, and the city staff to ensure that the community and all residents will be listened to and are able to provide the input needed to reach consensus and create a win-win for all concerned on all issues the district and city faces. To properly represent the district, I will be independent, transparent, take on the tough issues and solve them. You will always be able to count on me that I will always fight for my district, serve the diverse needs of all residents, and be responsive to each and every one of you. Please check out my website, darrenselnick.com, for more information about myself and my vision for Oceanside and the district. I look forward to you contacting me with your ideas, questions, concerns, and comments. By working together, we can truly make a difference and successfully tackle the important issues that have languished in the district and Oceanside and make our city the best it can be and truly be the most desirable city in Southern California to live, work, do business, and visit. I appreciate your support, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rick Robinson, and I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your home or wherever you are watching this video so that I may introduce myself to you and explain why I should be the next City Council member from District 2. Some of you may already know that for the last 6 years, I've been fire chief here in the city of Oceanside until my retirement this past July, which culminated a 45-year career of serving others. My retirement has not diminished my ability or desire to serve this community. My wife Cheryl and I have lived in Oceanside for 34 years. When we moved to Oceanside, we knew this would be our forever home. Our 4 children were raised here, and now we get to grandparent our 11 grandchildren in the same home. We have deep and strong roots here in Oceanside. Before I speak about my campaign platform, I would like to take a few minutes to tell you about myself and my history so that you will be well acquainted with your council member. I'm a native Californian raised in Garden Grove, and back then, Orange County was primarily an agricultural county. I grew up with a family farm across the street from our home. In the 60s and 70s, the population grew, and much like we see here in District 2 today, agriculture gave way to housing, business, and tourism. My father was a veteran of the Navy and the Coast Guard, and he retired after many deployments that included a tour in Vietnam. My mother emigrated to the United States from Germany at the end of World War II. And from my parents, I learned about arduous work, the importance of service to others, and I gained a deep appreciation for the freedoms this country provides. I grew up with 3 brothers, 2 of which served in the United States Army. A relocation to South Orange County allowed me to attend and graduate from San Clemente High School, and it was in those years that I had my first experiences here in Oceanside. Our original Oceansiders will tell you it was a different city in the 70s. My post-high school years directed me to a career in the fire service, and that career began in 1977 with the Rincon del Diablo Fire Protection District in the unincorporated area around Escondido. In 1980, I accepted a position with the Orange County Fire Department, and in 1982, I obtained my paramedic license, which I have kept current for 40 years. In 1994, the Orange County Fire Authority was formed, where I would serve until my retirement in 2013. In 1989, I enlisted in the United States Naval Reserves and would serve for 8 years, earning the rank of Petty Officer First Class. And in 1990, I was placed on active duty in support of Operation Desert Storm, assigned to Camp Pendleton. My formal education includes associate degrees in fire and paramedic science, a bachelor's degree in technical education, and a master's degree in organizational management. I'm also a graduate of the National Fire Academy's Executive Fire Officer Program. In 2014, I came out of my brief retirement when asked to work part-time for the Oceanside Fire Department. And in 2016, I competed for and was selected to be the fire chief. There are many in our city who know me and what I value. I share this information in hopes that you too may now know me and what I have to offer as your representative on the City Council. I have immense pride in this country and in our city. I value tradition, but I can also work in a changing environment. Public safety is more than a buzzword for me. It's a calling. My campaign platform is simply this: to protect the district by ensuring that its unique character and values are maintained. I embrace our diversity and will allow for everyone's voice to be heard. District 2 has a unique vibe, and I want to keep that vibe alive. I want to enhance the district by expanding the level of public safety provided. I will work to ensure that the level of service provided in the district is sufficient to meet the demand, supporting plans so that our public safety professionals have the appropriate facilities from which to operate, that they have adequate apparatus and equipment, and a priority is given to employee hiring and retention. And finally, to support the district by providing wise governance guided by the needs of the residents, the technical competence of professional staff, and adequate research and fact-finding. Now, if you agree with my platform and want to help, please refer to my website at rickrobinson4osid2.com. And most importantly, vote for me when your ballot arrives. Thank you.
Hello Oceanside, my name is Nancy Licona and I'm running for Oceanside Unified School Board District 1. I'm running for the school board because I strongly believe all students deserve an education where they can build on their strengths and pursue their passions. My diverse experience in education and my connection to our community allow me to bring a unique perspective to the table. I'm qualified for this position because I have over 10 years of experience working in education in various capacities. I have worked with students in college access programs, continuation and correctional schools, the Boys and Girls Club, and as a volunteer coach for Girls on the Run. I am currently a school counselor where I have served our community for the past 7 years and have seen firsthand how school closures and the pandemic have impacted student mental health and their learning. We must identify and address barriers that exist in our schools so that every student has access to a safe and supportive place to learn, grow, and pursue their passions. I work in schools directly with students and families daily. This has helped me gain a deeper understanding of the challenges families and our schools currently face and the needs of our community. This perspective puts me in a position to be a voice for our students and our families. More than ever, it is important that our schools have adequate resources to support the mental health and social-emotional needs of all students. One of my priorities is to secure resources to address student mental health and well-being by advocating for smaller student-to-counselor ratios and partnering with outside agencies so that families have access to mental health services. I will advocate for programs that will create opportunities for our students to explore their interests and passions so that they reach their full potential and have success in their future. As a school board member, I will foster positive relationships to engage parents, families, teachers, school staff, and community members in the decision-making process. It is important that we work together and maintain open communication, transparency, and accountability. As a school board member, I will foster positive relationships to engage parents, families, teachers, school staff, and community members in the decision-making process. It is important that we work together and maintain open communication, transparency, and accountability. Together, we can work toward ensuring our students have equitable access to opportunities in their schools to succeed. Together, we can make sure our schools have the resources necessary to provide a safe, supportive, and engaging environment where all students can thrive and reach their full potential. My name is Nancy Licona, and I'm running for Oceanside Unified School Board District 1. I respectfully ask for your vote.
Hi, I'm Raquel Alvarez, running for Oceanside Unified School Board. I want to thank you for entrusting me with your student and your family members here within our community. I am proud for the first time in a long time to say that we have a balanced budget. I am also proud that we were able to pass Measure W for our students to have millions of dollars put into their facilities so they can be proud of where they come to school every day. I am also proud that we were able to give our students current and updated curriculum that they have not had in a very long time. I'm Raquel Alvarez, and I will keep working for you.
KOCT, its board of directors, staff, and the city of Oceanside do not support nor promote any candidates. We provide the following program as a public service for voters. All candidates have been invited to participate in this program, but not all were able to or chose to do so.